Okay, this is basically our second week's kind of what we call the practical sessions, which is online session that we did basically today. Yesterday I have two sessions, and now the second session that I actually have made, okay, I have a bit kind of what we call that glitch. My computer's crashed, so I cannot record the second sessions there, okay. I just did a few number kind of demonstrations, not this one, but this one that I did there, okay. You guys can see my screen sharing, right? So this is basically what I did, okay, in our second sessions. Okay, the thing that I actually have been introduced, okay, I introduced to the student itself, okay, not just by using the tools, and not just by using basically the tools just to design the elements there. So I actually jump over into design the solid characters, which is a part of the 12 principles of animations. And then we're going to use these characters to animate by applying all those 12 principles there. Hopefully we can do that, okay? So one of the best way that you guys can actually execute, even though I'm using Macromedia Flash, okay, if you guys don't know basically the history of Macromedia Flash, okay, it was basically is a father of Adobe Animate before they actually changed. All right, before basically Adobe bought basically the Adobe Flash, and they actually make an upgrade version of Adobe Flash into Adobe Animate, okay. This is basically one of those a father of those Adobe Animate there, okay. Before that, the grandfather of Adobe what we call the Adobe Animate is Macromedia, okay, Macromedia Directors. That's basically a long time ago there, guys, okay. So I'm using Adobe Flash because I haven't upgraded yet. One. The second thing is I would actually using Adobe Animate when our lab is going to be ready there, okay. Because my computers, my CPUs, my workstations, I don't think it can be fit with Adobe Animate at the moment. But if I can actually install later on, I will install that, guys. But the thing is that we are going to work on with it, guys, okay. By using a general kind of tools that's similar to Adobe Animate, you guys can execute the same thing, guys, okay. So, but the most important thing that I want to show you guys how we're going to design a very solid characters, and I don't want you guys to design a complex kind of characters in order for you to learn to animate their face. Okay, learn to animate their face. You need to learn the concept of animations there, how to develop the motions there, what kind of tools, what kind of tactics and tricks that you guys can use in order for you guys to learn about how to animate using the 12 principles there, right? Okay, so if you guys love to animate or to design anime, manga, character kind of style there, right, you guys can actually sketch, design, develop all those kind of what we call that design phase before you're going to recreate them back into those Adobe Animate there, okay. So what I'm showing you guys is using a very simple kind of shapes, but these shapes are going to be a very good kind of strong shape that you guys can use in order for you to develop your design. At the same times, okay, the way that we're going to approach all this kind of design are going to be a part of those challenges for you to animate them later on, okay. But there is no point you guys develop all these kind of great characters in the futures there. For example there, okay, even though you love to what we call that design all this kind of complicated kind of characters there, okay. For example, like some of the characters that I can show you guys right here. Okay, I just want to recap back again for those who actually didn't came to my sessions. Hopefully you guys have that, okay, all of you guys over here. Okay, the first sessions. Okay, let's just say that you love to design all this complexity of design, but for me, I'm not recommended you guys to design too complicated there, okay, because if you guys design a lot of complicated kind of characters, you might going to be faced one thing, okay. You might going to be faced, okay, let's just say this one, okay, I have this few number kind of character that I've been working on there, okay, previously, okay. Okay, this kind of designs looks great. Looks very great there, guys. Okay, but the thing is right now, if you don't know how to apply and control and animate your characters efficiently, okay, by using all this kind of design that you create, it will give a lot of difficulty for you guys later on to start to animate them. Okay, so even though we can actually use all this kind of design, apply them back into your works. Looks great, looks very nice. Jason, you here, Jason? Jason? Are you here or not, Jason? There, right? Just now I saw you just now. Jason? Please respond. Huh? Yes. You hear that, right? You cannot hear me. Do you have problem with your connections? Do you have problem with your connection there, Jason? Okay, I assume you hear that, right? Okay. So guys, so if you don't actually know how to apply first the concept of working with those kind of design, okay, I recommend you guys not to design too complicated kind of works there, right? Okay, that's the things. Start with a very simple kind of design at first. That's the best way. All right, guys. Okay, check it back again. What do you mean there, right? What do you mean you don't understand what I'm saying there? Jason, I'm just about to take those attendance there, Jason. Jason, can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me clearly, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, what about you, Jason, there? The sound was very muffled there, right? Okay, which is your connection or my connections. Please check back again. But the rest of you guys, okay, is it or not?
Loud and clear, sir.
All right, thank you very much there, Wilson. I think there's a problem with your connection there, Jason, because just now I heard also muffled about your voice there, okay? Your voice muffled there, okay? All right, thank you very much. Okay, don't worry there, guys, okay? Because I'm recording this session using OBS, so that mean that you guys can actually rerun back again, okay? Watch back again these videos later on there, okay? So guys, okay, let's take a look back again. Okay, the things that we're going to go through with it. Okay, now, okay, let's we go through step by step back again. And of course, okay, I need you guys to look into this demonstration that I've made. Okay, these videos there. Right now it's around 45 student view there, okay, on these videos. So please make sure you watch back again this video because the methods is almost similar, the same. Okay, so I just going to improvise a little bit if I'm designing new characters. Okay, let's we go through a bit. And I believe that you guys have been working on with some of the design, okay, draw the elements with Mustang using the tools. Okay, all right guys, there's a few number kind of tips and tricks that we're going to go through with it. Okay, first of all, okay, to design the characters normally, okay, let me design another characters there. Hopefully I didn't waste a lot of time from here. Okay, open up new files, okay. Okay, the size of my document normally there, okay, if you go through your Adobe Animate, it's almost the same, but maybe the arrangements of the interface is quite different there. Because Adobe Animate, they have a very sleek kind of design, okay. So what we can do from here, okay, check the document size, 1920, 1080. This is basically the standard kind of format for normal TV kind of stations there, okay, for the TV station there, right. So now, I'm using brush strokes there, guys. So if I want to change the colors over here, okay, the brush strokes there, right. So first of all, when we want to design the characters, make sure we design solid characters. Even though you guys been working out with, you can be working on with pencil tool there before to draw all those elements there, right. Okay, you draw the elements like these, for example. You draw basically what we call that some trees, okay, like this. All right, using basically the flat colors over here. You see, okay. And then you double click, delete, and then you can add some shadows like this. I can change the colors over here. Okay, to red colors there for line works. And then I can add some sort of shadows like this, right? So what else that we can do from here? Okay, I can group them up, select all, Control G for groups. Then I can draw another shapes like this. Okay, double click, groups, and I can actually select more from here. Okay, the shapes of it. Double click and delete. Okay, design the shapes of it. Okay, what else? I can draw basically the rocks like that. Groups, select all. I can design basically the colors of this rock there, right? Okay, right here. Some features from Adobe Animate, they give a little bit more better kind of approach there, okay? And right now, brush, I'm using basically the brushes, kind of brushes, adjust a little bit, and I can actually create those kind of what we call that, those font there, right? Okay. All right, this is something that you guys have learned in misting sessions there, okay? Classes there, right? So what I'm going to do right here, okay? When I actually have grouped all the parts of cell of this kind of design, I actually can use F8, convert the symbols there, okay? I want to save this element into the libraries there. So this is our, what we call that, cactus there, right? Element there, okay? 1. So I save it to the libraries over here. So when I have saved this, what we call that element into libraries, I can easily delete this one from this stage, and then I can actually get into the libraries there, okay? And I can scale, all right? I can reduce and duplicate them, okay? All the times, okay? Whenever that I want that, right? Okay, that's one thing that you guys have learned there before, right? Is it right? Yes or no? Have you guys learned all this kind of stuff there, the tricks, last week? Yes or no there, guys? Just respond to me over here. Hey guys, have you done this kind of exercise there last week? Yes or no? Or maybe I have done a few number kind of advanced kind of tricks for you guys. Come on there, guys. We have done it right. Okay, good. So now, in order to design the characters there, okay, you have to sketch first. So I always encourage students, okay? I always encourage students to start with the very basic shapes. So normally I'm going to make a rough kind of sketches there, okay? So that means I'm using light kind of colors, zoom in a bit, and start to design a characters, okay, based on the basic shapes. Let's just say I have, just now I draw circles there, okay, like this, all right? Circles. If you want to sketch, okay, roughly you want to sketch a characters like this, for example, there, okay, and then I'm going to start to draw basically those body there, okay? And then what else there, okay? And then you're going to design basically the shoes, okay? And then you're going to design basically those arms. Look simple there, guys, but you can try them back again. Okay, the basic structures of my characters were here. Okay, now I'm going to design basically, right, this character is wearing glasses. Okay, sunglasses there. What else there? So I want to draw basically the mouth itself. Alright. Okay, whenever that you're going to sketch the character there, guys, make sure you have enough kind of references to work with it. Now I want to draw and design also the eyebrow. A lot of people fail to sketch properly. Okay, to get a very nice kind of design and strokes. And what else from here? Because you need to know how to simplify things. One of the way when you want to design some things, start with the basic shapes. Okay, I have one design. I save the file first. I don't want to make enough mistakes there, okay? From yesterday's. Okay, week 2. Demo 4, group 9, is it? So this is one of my sketch. How to sketch properly there, guys. Okay, because when we learn about drawings there before, okay, square characters there, right? The body also square. The legs, I can actually use square kind of shapes. You see? What else there? But the eyes, I did use square. Okay, because it's not quite interesting. So I changed the, okay, the eyes. So how about the hands, arms? I think this kind of design I actually have designed before. Okay, in our the first session that I did there, right? Right now, what I can do from here, the eyes, to make it more appealing there, okay? I will design the eyes maybe look like this. Okay? So I start with a 3/4 view there, guys. Just like a camera, right? Okay? It's like a old camera kind of shapes there, right? Okay? And then those mouth are going to be look like this. Okay? But I design with some expressions there, guys. Okay, some expressions here. It doesn't mean I'm going to use all the design for these sessions here. Okay? See? I'm using a very simple kind of design just to indicate, to show you guys how it works. Alright, group them up, save the files. Okay, the next one there, okay? Yesterday I'm using circles and also rectangles there. Now I want to design something from triangles. Okay, so when I sketch this one there, right, the line of actions, okay, there's the what we call that the triangles is almost look like a 3/4 view. That means, okay, I'm going to use, okay, the eyes are going to be right here. See, I'm using a solid kind of shapes of eyes because I want to make it more interesting, okay, to design that. Okay, so what else there, okay? Can I actually use those mouth there, right? See, the mouth there, right? So I put a smile on the face from there. So a very simple kind of triangle shapes there, right? Now the eyebrow, okay, I'm using a flat eyebrow, but it's not basically flat like this, okay? I simply design those shapes of those eyebrow look a little bit more like a skew, kind of what we call the triangles there. Have a dynamic kind of looks there, okay? Because when you design a characters there, guys, okay, one of the things that you have to bear in mind, make sure when you sketch those characters are look a bit more like they have a soul inside those designs. It doesn't feel flat. It doesn't feel like a dead kind of being there, right? Okay, it doesn't feel like a dead kind of being there. Even though you want to design a horror kind of characters there, right, guys? Okay, there has to be show some soul inside those design. Okay, soul, that means the design has some sound like emotions here. So I'm going to start with this one first. Okay, why? Because the last two design that I create doesn't have any leg when I want to start to animate them. Okay, when I start to animate them. So what I did right now, because I want you guys to explore, okay, later on when you're going to animate the bouncing ball exercise, okay, within 4 weeks there, okay, I think until week 5, okay, if I'm not mistaken, from what mistake actually have been shared with us before there, okay, those first assignments, week 2 assignments, the deadline are going to be around, where is it, check back again, animatic exercise 2. I've heard about the deadline there before. Okay, I've saw the deadline there before. I think around week 4 to 5, I'm not mistaken. Okay, so you have more time that you works. Okay, let me check back again on WhatsApp there, guys. All right. So when you get this kind of design, okay, this kind of character with you there, okay, you have to choose which one that you can animate first. My kind of recommendations, we start a very simple kind of characters. Try to animate characters without any legs. Okay, if you can animate characters without any legs, that means you pass basically one of the ideal of way of thinking as animators. Okay, and you make those characters look interesting, guys. Okay, first of all, okay, let's check back again. I want to check basically, I can mistake kind of what we call that message there. Where is it? Right, assignment 2 submission is week 5. Okay, assignment 2. So it's okay. We learn about those animations there first. So guys, from here, I add another layers. I add another layer and lock basically these layers over here. Now it's time for me to redesign the characters there. Okay, when we start, we having basically those characters that we're working on, okay, but I want to recommend you guys start with a 3/4 view. Okay, 3/4 view there, right? Every time when you want to design the characters there. So right now, I'm start with a solid kind of shapes. Okay, solid shapes there, right? I'm going to design basically the eye first. One of the reason I'm using brush for my character design. Okay, fill in the colors over here, groups. This one also group, okay, separately grouped there, right? One of the reason I separate them up because those design, okay, when we actually have separate them, they will look more alive like this. Okay, they give a bit more better kind of presentations. All right, and they will give more appealing kind of looks, focusing on those designs. Now I can actually fill in the colors there straight away, and duplicate. I can actually scale down. I can actually kind of adjust. So based on my sketches that's not there, right, I can improvise the shapes itself there, and send it to back. Send to back there, right. Why to send to back there? Okay, because it's a 3/4 view. This one should be a bit. It should be in front of the left one there. Okay, the left side of those eye there. Okay, from these positions lah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do right now. Okay, I'm not going to use black. I'm use blue, dark blue kind of colors there. So the eyebrow. So I not try to maintain the whole things in a more consistent kind of thickness. So this is the eyebrows, groups. Then I can actually start to plan to design basically the colors of it. See? I can duplicate. I can go to modify, arrange, transform, flip horizontals there. And I can scale them up. Okay, to show basically this, the part, okay, this part, the positions, This one a little bit more smaller than this one to show the dimension of those perspective of those characters actually in three-quarter view. Now I'm going to start with the body itself. Can you see how I actually designed the body over here? I'm not draw the characters shapes look flat triangles, but a bit kind of dynamic there, guys. Okay. Then groups, send you back. Okay. Now the lips, the mouth there. This is basically the rest positions. Okay, check look there, guys. If we change the positions of the mouth there, for example, suddenly we can create different character style, different characters there, right? Different characters from the same kind of elements. All right, that's one of the way that I actually use in order for me to design a lot of characters. That means I have the base position, I have the base characters, what we call that features there, right? Okay, what I can do right here, when I actually write have basically this design, what I did basically there, right? I actually can scale. Okay, if I scale the eyes a bit more bigger like this, okay. Okay, this one we actually can, okay, fill the colors there first, so that means it doesn't make some distractions later on. All right, this one I send it to back, this one I send to back. Okay, now what we can do from here, if I actually change the mouse positions, they become two different characters there, guys. Suddenly they become two different characters there, see? This is basically what you can do with your characters later on. You don't have to design all new characters all the time there, guys. Okay? You don't have to design all the new characters all the times. So I can actually design two different characters there instead. If I want to make this a little bit more slimmer there, right? And move a bit right here. See? I design different characters nowadays. Okay? I have different design there, right? Okay, if I duplicate back again, make the eyes a bit more smaller there, right? Like this. Same goes to this one. You see? Suddenly they become different characters also. Right. So that's why when you start to design your characters, you have to be smart. Okay? You have to be smart there, guys. Rather than you work hard. Because your point right now, okay, your kind of what we call the main objective right here is to learn how to animate characters there first. Okay, learn how to animate the characters there first. Okay, let's just say this one. I can start with okay, design the body there, right? Okay, this one, this guy, different colors. Can you see? Three different characters, okay, in a very short time there, guys. Okay, even the character is quite simple there, guys. Okay, but if you look back again after this, duplicate. Okay, this is a flat kind of design. Okay, flat kind of design. So I'm going to make a little bit more like there's a volume and value on this designer. Okay, what I can do. Okay, I'm using what we call that line works. Okay, pencil kind of tools, and it design the shapes of shadows. Okay, you don't get to save and adjust the volumes, values there of the same colors. So I get the shapes of shadows, right? The other way around, I can actually add some highlight at the same time for this design. Okay, how? Double clicks, just paint some highlight a bit right here. See, they make a lot of difference from those designs. Even though, okay, the eyebrow itself, right here, there, right? I can use the pencil tools, draw some shadows over here. See, some shadows there, right? Same goes to this part. Shadows. So, my design have been upgraded, guys. That's one thing. The same thing that you guys can do also for all those designs, everything. So, to make decisions which design grid it will be applied, okay? More practical way to use, okay? You need basically to do more sketches, do your own research there first. Study your kind of abilities there to control your characters. Now I want to make sure that, okay, this one, the master design, are going to be added into the libraries there first. So this is blue 1, okay? So I put it into this libraries there. This one I don't use in the library yet, okay? But I want to animate these characters here. I want to start to animate these characters. So how actually going to work on it? So you check the comparisons here from sketches. Okay, from sketches into character design there, right? So what I can do from here, if I want to plan some animations later on, I need to apply some of those expressions. So this is a part of the way that you actually imagine them, right? To develop those animations, kind of understanding that, you need to watch cartoons a lot. Okay? While you watch those cartoons, okay, let's just say this one there, right? I can double click, I can imagine how to animate those expressions here. Brush, see, expressions. So normally, I can draw the teeth like that, okay, but I can actually use also line tools to design those inside shapes of those characters. For example, like this, okay. I'm using monotonous kind of design there, guys, okay? Not too fancy enough there. Okay, save the files. Can you see the expression that I made right now? That's why all this kind of design when you plan it, okay? Because when you actually design characters, now basically you think you design one character, then you animate them. But you never thought you need to design also some expressions there later on. You need to design also the body kind of movements there, the pose there, right, okay? So what we're going to do right now, we're going to study a pose-to-pose animations. Okay? Pose-to-pose animations there. Okay? Pose-to-pose animations. So this is what we call the animations kind of foundation or fundamental kind of animations there. Okay? So we need to imagine, okay, what kind of poses that we're going to create to make sure these characters look alive there before you're going to animate them. By right, this is one of the way that you can plan your characters kind of movements. By using three-quarter view, you can actually do a lot of things from there. That's why I suggest you guys, all of you guys, design characters in three-quarter view there first, right? So right here, I want to make those expressions a bit more better, right? I will arrange the position over here, okay? Then I'm going to skew a little bit, adjust a little bit, to make the expression look more alive there, right? Okay? And right now, the eyes. I can create a little bit more bigger eyes, like this, to give a bit more better kind of expressions there, guys. Okay? More better kind of expressions there, right? The same characters, but different expressions. Not like this one. This one is a different character there, guys, okay? So what I'm going to do right here, I want to test my animations. Group, cut, I can actually use this timeline scene, all right, add another layers there. How to add another layers? Go to F7, onion skin. Okay, this is a basic kind of way of approaching those animations there, and paste. And I'm going to move around here. See? So how to test those animations there, right? See? I can test animations like this. Okay? Directly we can actually write, okay, using onion skins. One of the reasons why we're using onion skin, because we actually can see the last frame that we did, those changes there, right? And we can hold them back there from here. Okay, see? So you can get those kind of motions there, right? Simple kind of motions from there. All right, that's one thing that we can do. Cut them back and paste it right here. Okay, it's a part of it. So what's next that we can do from here? We can do more expressions there, guys. From here, I can exaggerate more. How to exaggerate more is part of those. Is a part of those. Okay, if you have grouped your elements, what you can do, you can break apart there, right? Only one there, okay? Once there, break apart there, okay? If you break more than twice, sometimes they will flatten your layers there, which is you have grouped. Now I'm going to exaggerate more. See? Then I'm going to exaggerate more. How actually exaggerate this one, okay? What I did right now, I will make this kind of eyes popping, okay? Popping outside the frames, okay? That's why I say, okay, you want to make sure that you can design better there, okay? You have to watch a lot of cartoons there, right? From now on. That's how you actually can imagine more interesting kind of works there, okay, from here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to adjust a little bit right here. And I can animate also there, okay, if I want to. Now, I can actually exaggerate more, like this, see? Exaggerate and extreme and exaggerate more on those features over here. So what I can do, group them first, put it right here, we can see the movement change, right? At the same time, you actually can test the animations back again. You see? This is one of the way, guys, okay, that I actually did to what we call test my animation there, see? To make those movements look more better, what I did, normally, onion skin, I can actually arrange the characters like this, okay, see? We have 3 different frames. You see that, right? You can see the movements change. Alright, the movement changed there. This is the basics kind of post-to-post animation that you guys can try, okay? In order for you to learn to animate it, guys, okay? One of the basics, kind of what we call that way to approach those design. Okay? When you design the character, that's why I say, okay, start with a very simple characters there first. And then slowly you actually can exploring any possibilities on your design. Okay, that's one thing. So far, any questions? Any questions? No? All right. No questions, right? So all this kind of what we call that methods there, okay, it will give you the same kind of what we call that way of working with those bouncing ball later on. Okay, I bet you guys also will be introduced by Miss Ting how to create those bouncing ball exercise there, guys, okay? So try to combine all these 2 different kind of demonstrations that we did with you guys from Miss Ting and also mine there, okay? And see how actually we're going to apply back again all these methods into your own way of working there, guys, okay? So mine basically very direct. Okay, what I did basically is very direct kind of way to approach on those animations there. I try to make it more direct there. Okay, instead of you use some of the fancy stuff there. Okay, on the animate features there. So this is one of it. So our main objective right now is to using a pose-to-pose animation. How actually we can animate them using pose-to-pose, the plethora principles of the animations, and design a very good solid characters there. What I did right now, okay, only one fundamental kind of works. So what I want to show you guys after this, okay, how to animate these characters from point A to point B. Okay, that's one thing. So we add another layers for this keyframe chart there, right? Okay, we have the keyframe chart. So this one there, right? This is the first drawings there. So the what we call that, the techniques, the formula of these animations, I want you guys to remember that, guys. Take notes on that. Every single kind of movement that you're going to animate later on. Alright? Please make sure that you guys will use these formulas there. Every single animations that you're going to create, you're going to start with 5 different drawing only. Okay? 5 different drawings only there, guys. Okay? So we're going to use only 5 keyframes for every single movements. Let's just say you're going to design walk cycles, jump cycles, run cycles there, okay? Or punch, kind of what we call that movements. All those kind of movements separately that you design or you animate them, we only apply 5 drawings keyframe first. After you actually have complete all those 5 drawings to complete the whole motions there again, the single motions there, right? Then we actually can add another in between to make those movements look more smoother there, right? Same goes to what I did right now right here. But I don't want to repeat this one directly because I already did this kind of demonstrations there before. So I'm going to start with this one there. The same kind of methods, but different characters. Different characters there, guys. So let's just say this is your first drawings over here. Okay? Let me save the files there first. Demonstration for week 7. So group 9. Group 7, my computer crashed. I cannot save there, okay? So you want to make these characters move from this side to this side there, okay? By using pose-to-pose animations. What I did right now, I will draw one of the key chart there, right? Keyframes chart there, right? Like this. Okay? Click Shift. This is the first keyframes drawings. Keyframes. Okay? So we're going to end until 5th keyframe there, okay? What I did right now, this is the first keyframes. I'm going to copy this one, alternate, copy, and go to frame number 5. See, frame number 5. Check back again your timeline there, okay? Normally, okay? If I'm using Adobe Animate later on, I can show you guys that. How to see basically when you animate them into to the left side, for example, there, right? We can get basically that kind of frames in line there, right? You can use this, what we call that. You can use edit multiple frames. Adjust basically the timeline over here. Then you actually can move your characters to the left side. For example, like this, okay? These 2 characters there, see? So that means this is first drawings, this is the second drawings there, okay? If you close this one back again, open up the onion skin. Onion skin is a transparent layers that we use a lot in animations there. Okay? It's just like we're using light box there, okay? This is the first drawing, second drawings. 5 drawings there, 5th drawings. 5 drawings, the characters stop over there. Okay, stop over there, right? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to add another chart right here. Okay, this chart there, right? That means this chart over here, brush, okay, right here. Okay, this one I'm going to cut there, right? Stop right here. This one. Okay, I'm going to select this one. Just cut them out. Okay, this is the 5th keyframes. Okay, the final kind of movements there, or drawings. So what I'm going to do right now there, okay, once basically I get 1 and 5, 1 and 5, 1 and 5 there, keyframes. 1 and 5 keyframes there, right? And this is the chart that you have to do there, guys, okay, to plan your motions. Because if you don't plan your motion like this, you will get caught with it all. You're going to animate your kind of what we call that characters forever. So I'm going to start with the middle keyframes, which is the 3rd drawings there, right? Okay, the 3rd drawings over here. This is the 3rd drawings we call the middle keyframes. The 3rd drawings we call middle key frames. Okay? So what I did right now from here, I will copy this one, click alternate, and copy these drawings over here. But what I'm going to do, I want to make this character jump there, right? So what I did, open up onion skins, I'm going to move around these characters right here, for example. They will jump over here. Okay? Just like triangles there, right? So what I did right now, when I close that one, I can see the animations, movements. Okay? This pose-to-pose animation there, guys, we use a lot in the modern animations nowadays, even though in 3D animations there. That's why I teach you guys this method, because it's a formula for you guys to learn the animations there, okay? How we actually can animate efficiently and dynamically there, right, in the futures. So this is the motion that we want to have, right? We have 3 different frames. See, 3 different frames. Same characters there, right? How I actually can add more motion from here. So now we start to create some in between. Frame number 2 we call in between. Okay, once we have 3 different core movements, now our job is to create some in between there, right, guys? So in between the motions over here. This is going to be frame number 2. Okay, we call it IB, in between. Okay, in between there, guys. So what I did right now, right here, I try to move the characters over here. Copy the same characters, but the motions that I'm going to use are going to be different a bit. That means I will use the anticipations kind of movements there. Normally when people jump there, okay, how they actually going to react there, right? They're going to be adjust a little bit the body and they squash a little bit like this. See? Squash a little bit. Okay, with these characters I can squash because it's a part of the motions there. Okay, we can squash. Not distort there, okay, but squash, we call squash there, okay. It's one of the principal animations there, stretch and squash there, right. So I'm going to squash a little bit the characters like this. So when we close the onion skin, we can see the characters being, okay, show basically those exaggerations, movements, and also the anticipation before he jumped. Okay, of course. Okay, when they jump there, okay, from here, I can stretch a little bit this character, the whole design. How actually I'm going to stretch? Okay, I can actually select them. I can put it right here, stretch a little bit, and I can make these eyes look a bit down there, right? See? I can actually make the eyebrows a bit more. Okay, above there, okay, because I want to show the expression from it. Even though the mouth there, right, okay, the lips and mouth I can change. Okay, let me save the file first. Let's say I'm going to use this part, okay, of this mouth there. So when you have your libraries, your own library, can use that, right? Copy this one, delete, and paste new mouth there, okay? Because I want to show basically the expressions of these characters over here. Even though this one there, right, I can actually skew a little bit, adjust a little bit like that. See? So when you compile the animation movements, see, right, you can see the expressions change. And of course, this is only a keyframing there, okay, which works on that. So next one there, right? Create another fourth kind of movements. Fourth movements there. By using the same design, we don't have to redraw all the time there, guys. Okay, this is what I did for the basics principle animations there. So what I did right now, all right, I'm using basically this part there, right? Okay, draw the fourth kind of movements, IB. Okay, in between. Okay, save the files. Okay, you can see the motions that change. Okay, the fourth one, okay, I haven't changed yet. I will make sure these characters move to, move to these directions there. See? The arc that we call that, the arc there, okay, of movements. Okay, the arc of movements there. So when we close them up, okay, see the movement over here? Right, okay, see the movement there, right? Okay, have been changed. Okay, have been complete the movement there, see? How actually animate them. Using the arc, one of the principles, the arc of animations, stretch and squash, alright, exaggerations at the same times, alright, and anticipations there, this is anticipations there, okay, before they jump there, okay, from here. Okay, from here we have complete 5 different drawings there, guys. Now we actually can make the animation look more smoother there, okay, but the thing is that you have to remember here, over here, when you look playback, the animations like this one there, right, of course, they look a little bit more faster there, okay, why? Because we're using 25 frames per second. So that means normally, the normal kind of, we call that, the normal kind of way of thinking there, okay, that people always thought, if you guys want to design 1 second of animation, you have to draw 25 different drawings there. By right, if you're really smart enough to animate or to learn to animate these characters, you don't have to draw all those 25 drawings there. What you can do right now, you have to extend the motion itself. Okay, every single drawings, you have to extend the keyframes. Okay, you have to extend the keyframes there. How actually I'm going to do that? First of all, you click Shift. Okay, and then I'm going to extend using F5. Extend the frames. F5 to extend the frames. Okay, I start with 2 frames for drawings. Okay, extend using F5. If I save the whole, if I select the whole thing, okay, extend. Okay, cannot that right. Select them, both of them, because the chart also have to be extended, right? There. Now we see the movement have changed. See? A bit more slower there, right? And of course, if you check it back again on 25 frames per second, we already covered 10 frames. Almost half of those drawings there that we have been covered on a few what we call it in these movements there. Okay, that's why if you look back again right here, right now there, right, okay, the way that we animate, we try to complete one motions in 5 different frames only. Try not to draw more than that first. Try to complete your animation in 5 frames per drawings there, per motions. And then, once you actually get the motions complete, now you can think of how to make the animation look more smoother there. Look more smoother there, okay? If you have to hold the animations there, okay, first of all, you have to hold the animations. First frames. Like this. Why we can't that way? Why cannot select here? Okay. So what we can do right here, I will extend. Okay, let's just say I want to extend the keyframes to hold the emotions around 5 frames. Okay, 5 frames over here, or 6 frames. So the animation is going to stop a little bit there, see? First frame there, okay? The last keyframe also I want to hold a little bit, okay, before this, okay? But before that, I'm going to extend every single movement into 3 frames, except, okay, the first 3 keyframe there, okay? The first drawings over here. Why? Because I want to see the changes of movement, the timing have been changed. Save the file and take a look back again, see? Okay, the movement been changed there. Have been changed. Alright. So the next thing that we can do from here, okay, we have been covered by around 17 kind of frames. You see that, right? 17 frames. From 25 frames per second, 1 second of animation, you have been covered there, okay? In 17 frames. So they mean another 5, 7, 6 kind of frame only that we have to cover to complete the whole motions. So make sure you actually learn to understand about the keyframe, the first 5 drawings per motions. And right now, let's just say I'm going to extend first these keyframes until frame number 25. Okay, like this one, right? And I'm going to hold the positions over here, see? You see that, right? We hold the frames there. So you get the motions of these characters without do a lot of efforts to animate or to draw another new kind of poses there first. But this is only one formula, guys, to get you works on that. So what I can do right here, from here I can extend more. Let's just say I'm going to extend the frames over here. I'm going to extend also these frames over here first. Okay, I want to extend these frames over here. Okay, around 10 frames there. Okay, that he jumped there, right? So the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to add more anticipations kind of movements. That mean right here, right now, I add another in between those drawings. What I did right now over here, I add another in between frame number 2 and 3. So that means these frames, I create another 2.5 IB there, okay? Frames. In between another small frames from here. So this one, the movements, I will change. I skew a little bit, change the movements like this, okay? Stretch, make it jump, like this, see? Because this is one of those, not the easiest way, but some of the laziest way you guys can use to animate this movement there, see? Right, we have these anticipations there, all the characters there. Okay, to make the frames more smoother there, guys. So the next thing that I can do from here, okay, I can actually add another keyframes right here. But now what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to use this one there, okay. I just duplicate that right, okay, and then squash a little bit. This and like this. You can see the change of movements there, I see. And of course on the chart itself, just create like a 4.5 kind of IB there, right? In between, small in between there. You see the movement change. If you save the files and start to animate there, okay, and loop them up, the videos, you can see some of the smooth animation from here. Okay, by using only one single character's drawings there. Alright, what I'm teaching you guys right now, how to work smart in every single animations kind of exercise that you're going to do later. Okay? And try to work smart from here. Before you're going to design all these complex kind of characters there, guys. Okay? Don't use basically, okay, what I try to give you guys right now, okay, try to work smart in your creations there first before you go to design all this complexity of your design. Once you actually understand the mechanicals there, okay, the methods there, okay, the formulas and techniques there, how to animate properly. Because in animations there, guys, we have to make something look more interesting rather than we just do some mellow kind of things there, guys. Okay? Try to make those animations look more interesting there. There's the energy behind that. That's how actually it goes. Okay? And animation is supposed to be fun rather than you just animate something a bit more lame and boring there, guys. Okay? So from here, guys, what happens there? Okay? Okay, click enter there, okay? For Adobe Flash, you can use enter to play the loop there, right? Okay? So from here, I can do a lot of in-betweens. Okay, I can do a lot of in-between. I can exaggerate a bit more further from there. That's how it goes. Okay, from here, okay, to another frame there, right? This one there, right? Is jump to far there, right? Okay, what I can do, okay, this one I put it right here, this one just put it right here. Okay, extend the frames, this one there, right? Once I extend the frames like this one I can extend also a bit. Okay, because animation is all about timing. Maybe this one make it too close, the frames, change basically the frames, add what we call that those in-betweens. You can actually start to draw the chart if you want to, if you don't want to, depending, okay, if you are familiar with the methods and tools there. I can rotate, see? I can rotate, I can actually adjust a little bit like here, okay, to give more rotations of movements. Okay, stretch a little bit, make the movements a bit more closer from it for the arc there, right? See, to give more kind of smoother kind of motions there. See, okay, using a simple kind of what we call a shapes, you can make a lot of interesting kind of movement from there. So this is one sample how actually you're going to use this post-to-post kind of formulas. At the same time, how actually you're going to develop those kind of motions without having enough kind of what we call it, without using a lot of complexities to apply limbs, to apply legs, okay, before you're going to animate them, okay? So the best characters kind of movements or the best characters kind of creations is using a very simple kind of way of designing the characters and making more appealing there, guys. Okay? Make the characters look more appealing there. See? This is one of the way. Not the only way there, guys. So do you guys understand what I mean there? You see the what we call the formulas that I try to give you guys over here, okay, how to animate the right first and design the characters properly. So the rest of it, basically, you need to explore there, guys. Okay, explore there, guys. So for example, okay, but I didn't recommend you guys to learn about these animations by drawing a characters with the limbs first, okay, legs and limbs there, because you have different kind of way to approach them. You need more time to develop them back there, okay? For example there, okay? Okay, when I start to design these characters there, for example, where is it? Okay, this game kind of character, okay? Some of the characters that have been designed here. Let's just say, okay, this one, okay? Without the limbs there, right, okay? This is only a test animations there. Okay, test animations. But I don't recommend you guys to design characters without any line works there, okay? Right now I'm combining these two different kind of styles there, without outline and with outline there, right? What else that we can see from here? This one, okay? The characters, okay, the limbs were not attached together there, right? Okay, but it has a secondary kind of movements at the same times. Right, all this kind of stuff there, okay, that you're going to animate. Okay, if you check look back again, I only use only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, first drawings, second drawings difference, but when you look, you can see the characters is dancing there, okay, for example there. Okay, this one a very simple kind of motions. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, some of the post-to-post animations there, right? So this character that I did there, guys, the walk cycles. Okay, the walk cycles for these characters. Okay. Okay, jump with flying there, right? So when you design those characters, you need to think all these kind of imaginative kind of movements with your design. Even though we can copy those characters, they are what we call that movements. This is I don't know whether this is the first walk cycle, this is the second walk cycle, they're almost the same. What else there, right? This is those design only. Okay, poster design. Okay, check look this one there, guys. Okay, how I actually animate these characters there. Okay, the movement of these hands and arms there, right? I'm using different kind of drawings there, see? Okay, but I'm using different layers. This one, okay, I'm not using the same layers there. Why? Because these two layers, 1 and 2, is came from different kind of positions. Okay, that's why I'm using different layers there. 3 layers only there, right? It works on that. So this is all the post-to-post animations there, guys. Post-to-post animation style there. Okay, if you really practice how to work with this kind of methods, you can get the right kind of way to approach on your design later on. Okay, see. Okay, this walk cycle in 3/4 view there, guys. By right, I didn't draw a lot, okay, from that movements. I use all those group kind of tests, a group kind of what we call the element from there. Okay, this one, I don't know whether there's animations or not. Don't crash that, please don't crash. I think they don't animate that, okay, because I don't know, right, why they don't actually play. Look, play. But this is the motions that I try to create there, guys. Okay, just like playing games there right now. Okay. So all the movement have been combined together. I don't know why. Okay, they can play there, I see. So just loop them out there. So this is one of the things that you guys can do in the futures if you want to. Okay, guys. So using basically a very simple kind of design, you can do a lot of interesting kind of things from here. Same goes to what I did right here. If I want to animate this one, right? This cactus there. Okay, you guys have designed cactus there before, there, right? So I can actually do a lot of things from here. Before I'm going to animate them, of course, what we need to do, we try to focus on the motion itself there, right? So right now, if I want to make this cactus move there, okay, from point A to point B, there's a lot of way, there's a lot of method and style that you works, okay? One of the way that I can do is to, okay, let's just say group, new files, open up the files over here, okay? Please don't animate without the keyframe chart, guys. Always plan your keyframe chart there, guys, all the times. Okay, one more thing, what we call that, before I forget that, okay, it works on that. Okay, first thing that, okay, you can do from here. All right, I wanted you guys to, for examples, okay, let's just say this one. If I want to move around, okay, all those animation there, I'm actually going to move the edit multiple frames, select all like this, make sure you select all there like this one, and then move around here. I think Adobe Animate have different kind of features there. I don't explore yet, but maybe in our classroom I will explore with you guys there. Then close, and you can see all the keyframes were changed there, okay? So from here, let's just say, okay, I edit it back again, select all, scale a bit lah, okay? So we can see all the movements of the characters over here. See that, right? Okay. So what I did right now, I'm going to save and export into movies there, GIF animated there, right? Animated GIF. Okay, GIF animated, where basically, okay, you see. Okay, GIF animated, week 2, group 9. Okay, jump sequence there, right? Save, standard files, save them back. Then I can actually apply. Okay, let's just say, okay, I forgot to write down those words there, okay, those titles there. Week 2 G9 demo there, right? Okay. Okay. So now files, export back again. Okay, yes. Okay. Now I can actually upload. Okay, I can upload into our Google Classroom. Okay, there's one thing there, guys. Okay, so far, any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, please respond to me directly. Do you have any questions regarding to our lesson today? Guys? Any inquiries on using those animations to work on it? How about the rest of you guys? Is it easy or is it harder, okay, to work on this exercise? Yeah? Is it easy or harder, right? My kind of suggestions, always design characters using three-quarter view there first. Okay? Using three-quarter views to work on it there first. Try not to design the characters that have square kind of eyes yet, okay? Too much complicated kind of elements. Try to design a bit more better kind of design using basic shapes and animate them using your kind of ability to develop those understanding by applying all those 12 principles from there. Okay, of course, those bouncing ball exercise, normally they guys, okay, when you start to design the bouncing ball exercise, they're right. Okay, the reason why I'm using character design, because it will look more interesting today. If you want to design a bouncing ball exercise, the characters of movement is almost the same, okay? So let's just say it's the first drawing and 5 drawings. Bouncing ball, using characters also the same. So what I'm going to do right now, right here, I can actually move the characters right here, but I stretch a little bit. See, stretch a little bit there. Okay? This is one of the simple movement there, guys, okay? Right here. But with the drawing chart, guys, okay, with the keyframe chart, I just want to show you guys simplest way on techniques to work on that. Okay, let's just say I'm going to stretch right here. This one, stretch. By the eyes, I don't stretch there, right? Oops. Of course, if you're using layers, sometimes it's quite easy. But for me, okay, one of the reason I'm using these techniques, okay, bring to front, because you don't have to be confused a lot with the layers there all the times. So now squash it a little bit, okay, like that. You check again the movement there, see? This one, the last keyframes. Okay, the last keyframes. You can bounce a little bit there, right? Check, look back again there, right? See? By right this one, I can use also the same drawings over here. You see there, right? The movements. If I loop them up, you can see the animation move there, right? Then I extend the frames. By right, the formula of design this kind of movements is simple, guys. You learn how to draw and using the keyframes properly to animate those motions there, right? Okay, in 15 frames per second, you can have the motions there, right? See? Simple kind of motions of bouncing ball, for examples, exaggerations, stress and squash, anticipations there. There has a number of 12 principles in these animations there, simple animation that we do. Okay? So that's why to develop the animations kind of senses, skills, is not that easy. But to learn how to animate, okay, it's not that hard there, guys. But you need to develop your senses of 12 principles of animations to make your animation look more interesting in whatever character that you're going to design. Okay? That's different things there, guys. Okay? So from here, you can actually change the expressions later on. Okay? That's the things. So if you check, look how actually I managed to animate these characters, it's only a few seconds, a few minutes maybe, okay, to get the result of these animations. That's what I say. You need to understand the concept, the formula of these animations that is, and understand also about the the keyframe chart there first. Looks quite complicated when I explain you guys, okay, in step-by-step kind of motions there, okay, step-by-step kind of what we call that lessons there. But if you understand how it works here, without those keyframe chart, you can animate them properly. Because my kind of what we call that objective, I want just to make this character jumping there, right? Jump only, jump sequence. See? In one place. It's not that hard to work on it. But you need to have a very good character design in order for you to work with that. From my kind of point of view, my kind of professional kind of what we call that suggestions, make sure that you guys design something without any legs and limbs yet. Okay, first. So from there, you try to be creative to animate the characters. Okay, some expressions, just like I did just now, we can do a lot of great expression from here. By right from my different kind of character design that I created before, see, I did a lot of different kind of expressions there, guys. Okay, from one single design, I create a few number kind of expressions there. See. This is where you actually can get very good kind of way of approaching your animations kind of skills. Okay, let me take a look there, right? Is there any kind of other kind of these characters? Okay, this cross zero monsters. You can see this designer, okay? All this designer, see that, right? Okay, the very simple kind of motions there. Even though I can actually do a lot of things from here, okay? But I start with very simple kind of character styles there to learn how to animate them, guys. Okay, that's why in animations you need to work smart rather than work hard. But at the same time, make sure your characters look appealing. Make sure that your characters look interesting there to watch. Okay, the color combination, the shape that you used will be applying all these kind of motions correctly. Okay? What else there? Cross zero. Okay, check back again these characters. If there are any characters over here. This is some of the character design also that I create. Okay. This one, the characters, I just simply add some hands. Why? Because I want to make sure that I can actually do more extra kind of motion from there. Check a look at this one, okay? Expressions. These character expressions. See? The character expressions there. Okay? I repeat the expressions there, right? Okay? This is all about your creativities and your skill to design this character there. Most of my characters, when I make those movements, they look three-quarter view. And this is a few number kind of design there, okay, that I create. Okay, for these characters over here. Okay, you guys can see, okay, the transitions, the diversity that I actually use in order for me to apply my kind of skills in various type of discipline and platform there, guys. Okay, start with a very serious detailed kind of drawings, and now basically I can actually simplify my kind of what we call the design there according to what I want to have in order for me to develop those kind of characters there, okay, or to make my works a bit more interesting there, guys. Okay, that's what I say. You need to basically to have all this kind of way of approaching those kind of design okay, properly when it comes to develop your works. Okay, I want to share with this one first. Okay, select them, bring it over here, just to give you guys a bit kind of understanding there. Okay. Okay. See? So I can share this one in our Google Classrooms. Okay, in our Google Classrooms. So what I can do right now, I can import this one, export movie. Right. Just want to give you guys some example from here. Okay. Just some extra kind of record samples there. So I can give you guys the samples to share with. This is basically from my personal work there, guys. Okay, some of the works that I've done there, right? Okay, there. Okay. So any questions so far there, guys? Any kind of inquiries? No? Yes or no? You have any inquiries from here? Alright, if you guys have any kind of inquiries later on, please let me know there, guys, okay? Please exploring this kind of methods, and hopefully, okay, from what actually have been solved from here, okay, our class works. Exercise number 2, we're going to start with the, you're going to start with the basic bouncing ball exercise. Level 2, bowling ball, balloon, and also bouncing ball there, okay, with tails. So all this kind of exercise. If you're not working with Miss Ting, maybe we could just start later on, maybe next week. So okay, I will check back again. Your kind of development from there. Okay, you can have improvement from there. In this lesson, create characters and see how to organize them in the layer document. Okay, guys, this one I actually have been covered a little bit today for week 3. So that means we still have time later on to exploring week 2 kind of exercise there, guys. Okay? Don't worry about that, because I've been covered this one in advance, how to design the characters over here. But my way of approaching those kind of characters, I don't want you guys to design a lot of complex kind of characters, right? Okay, try to make very simple characters for you guys to start with. There, okay, that's the best way. So like this one, for examples over here, what we called that yesterday, kind of. This one is jump sequence. Cactus. Okay, jump sequence, right? Just save the files there first here. Alright, I want to save also one of the files that I did there, right? Okay. Keyframes. No, this one. Not this one, the right. Okay. Yeah, this part, the right. I want to save the file there, designing the characters. Okay, design characters from basics elements. Okay, basic element there, right? Okay, so this one, save the files there first. Now I can actually write. Export the images using JPEG, Wake2. Alright, design character for group 7 there, right? Okay, so what I did right now, right here, I just upload basically back again those designs, okay, that I did yesterday before my computer crashed. Before my computer crashed. Okay, so guys, if you guys don't have any questions, thank you very much for having me today. All right, hopefully you guys enjoying yourself. All right, and the rest of you guys, please respond. Okay, so all the best for our exercise. I want you guys to explore them first. I want to see the result next week. Okay, next week, okay, the same kind of exercise that we did today. All right, thank you very much. All the best. Have a good afternoon. Have a good lunch and take care of yourself. All right, bye bye.